After all the festivities of the Daytona 500 2 days ago, and a great race that we had to run the second race of the Wall Cup Series, we now begin the second race of the BodyArmor LYTE Series West, and we head across the country. So we are here in Bakersfield, California, at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. This is a half-mile racetrack that is very fast and difficult to pass on, but it'll be a wild race here tonight for 50 laps here in the second race of the season in the BodyArmor LYTE Series West. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, or Kern County Raceway Park. Of course, it is now known as Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway because I guess Kevin Harvick owns the track now. And here we are in Bakersfield, California for the second race of the season here in the BodyArmor LYTE Series West. Our first race 2 weeks ago at the LA Coliseum saw Skep Silver get his first career win on the channel. He comes into this race with a 3-point lead on the field. He is here along with 15 other drivers, all in the West Series, all looking to win the West Series championship. This could be a very unique race here today because, like I said, it is a difficult place to make a pass, but we'll see these guys make some passes, especially at the beginning of this race. We could see a couple of cautions here tonight as well, like we saw at the LA Coliseum. I'm excited to see how this one goes down here for our second race of the season. Join alongside Ludovic Charette and Matthew Hubert for the call of tonight's event. Ludovic, you own a team in the E-Series, but a very similar setup, and you see all these short tracks in the E-Series as well. What are you looking forward to in this race with these 16 West Series drivers taking it here to the Kern County Raceway Park?
Well, considering how hard it is going to be to overtake, I'm looking forward to who is able to have a good start because, again, it's hard to overtake, so the start is the most important part of this racetrack. To be honest, I've not seen a race of yours at this racetrack. I don't know how your racetrack is set up, but it'll be interesting for me to see if the outside lane has any chance around here. So yes, that's what I'm looking forward to watch here.
Of course, this is the first time I've ever done a race here at Kern County Raceway Park on my channel. I know Nathan's done a couple of races here, and I helped him set up the INI, so maybe it's something similar to that, but honestly, I don't even know because that was a while ago. But with all that in mind, Matthew, you saw Skep Silver get the race victory at the LA Coliseum a couple of weeks ago. He starts in the 9th position on the inside lane. Do you give any of these guys in the back of the field any shot at getting the race victory here today with only 50 laps?
It depends on how the different lanes work on this track. I haven't really seen too much racing on this track, really, to be sure, but it will depend on many things, including how tire degradation works, how strong the outside lane is, and just how strong each car is. I know that it's not owner ratings in this series, only the driver ratings, so if you have a strong driver ratings, then it would make things a lot easier for you.
Of course, it is early on in the season when it comes to this driver rating, so a lot of these guys are still pretty much equal. It'll be fascinating to see how it ends up working out, because honestly, I don't even really know how it's going to work out. I've done a little bit of testing, but like I said, it's the first time I've ever done a race here at Kern County Raceway Park, and it should be a lot of fun with all that unexpected twists and stuff that we've got, because we've never been here before. I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is how they line up in the West Series points after the first race of the season. Skep Silver with 12 points, of course, got the win at the LA Coliseum. Owen Miles is 3 points behind. Marcus Glitch is 4 points behind. You have LJ Cemento there in the 4th position, though he is not in this race. As a matter of fact, this is the only LYTE Series specific race outside of the showdown races will be the combination between the West and East Series that we do not have any Pro Series drivers. It's just the 16 West Series drivers here tonight. None of the other West Series, East Series specific races are like that the rest of the season, so these guys will have an opportunity to get some points here without the Pro Series drivers in the field. And they got Nicholas Cameron there 6 points behind. Of course, top 10 finishers receive championship points in each of these races. And we'll see 10 of these drivers going for the West Series championship, all receiving championship points here tonight. And they're going to be led by Henry Brown in the number 22. And how about the Grattan Racing Technologies Alliance here? Top 3 drivers, all part of that Grattan Alliance, with Henry Brown on the pole alongside Ryan Durrani in the 54 machine. You got Marcus Glitch, who has an opportunity at taking the points lead at the end of the night. Rashia Mahendra in the 81, highest non-Ford starting here tonight. You got Caleb Rose starting in the 5th position alongside Trey Wright. Kyler Sustry and Owen Miles there, who is second in the points in row number 4. You got our last winner, Skep Silver to the inside, and Mauricio Vebalist in the 44. Zayden Davidson and J.R. Ribbleton in row number 6. Keegan Thompson, Nicholas Cameron in row 7. And then you got Johnson Jameson and Max Davis in the final row. 16 drivers in the field. Ludovic and Matthew, who you guys think is going to victory lane here tonight at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway?
Well, I'm going to go for the inside of the third lane. It's going to be Caleb Rose, who I think will win it today. He is a good driver. We saw it in the Cup Series, and I think he's in a good spot, especially if there is an accident on a restart. I think if he gains a little bit of plot, starts thirds on a possible restart, that would be the ideal place to start. So yes, I'm going to pick the 24 of Caleb Rose.
Well, I'm going to go for the guy just ahead of him, the 10 of Marcus Glitch. He won in his first ever start in the channel at New Smyrna a week ago, or 2 weeks ago at the time of that this video comes out. So yeah, I'm going with the number 10.
And we'll have to see what Marcus Glitch can do. And like I said, an opportunity for Marcus to take the points lead here in the West Series, although it is only 2 races into the season. You definitely get those points while you can, because it's only a 15-race season, and we'll have some combination races coming up. As a matter of fact, next week will be at COTA for the first showdown race with the East and West Series. That'll be a lot of fun, seeing all 32 of the LYTE Series drivers together on the same racetrack. But tonight, it's just the West Series drivers, and we're here on a Tuesday night in Kern County Raceway Park in Bakersfield, California. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here. Of course, Henry Brown in the number 22 will be leading us to the green flag here for Grattan Autosport. And then Team Velocitar on the outside lane right there. You got Leonard Koshmer's team there, Under Armour Koshmer Racing in third with Broke Boys Garage, BK Industries. You got the 19 machine there for Red Lightning Racing, Triad Racing. 7 different teams in the top 7 positions here. So clearly we're still very early on here in the season, and all these teams and drivers are pretty much on equal ground, which is going to make it a very interesting race. Here we go. Pace cars down the pit lane. It's 50 laps here tonight at Bakersfield, California. Let's get underway with Henry Brown leading us off here in the Bakersfield 200. Henry Brown off to a very good start, and Henry Brown's going for his first career win on the channel as well. There goes Caleb Rose to the inside of Marcus Glitch for second. Kyler Sustry, that inside lane, had a huge advantage at the start, and nearly 4 wide back behind there.
Yes, that outside lane was crazy at the start, and that was hard to hit into the wall for Mahendra there. But yes, the outside lane good, and that is quite worrying. If we see cars sliding to the outside that much, that is something I tend to notice in the first 3 laps here. If that happens often, that means, hey, maybe we'll get more overtaking than what we expected. That also means maybe some of these guys will do what the 10 has done, and or is it not the 10? I don't know. It is the 81, pardon me, not a 10. But yes, what the 81 has done. And oh my goodness.
Miles going to slap the outside. Well, you don't get stuck 3 wide on the outside of the exit of turn 4. That is for sure. As we've seen both Russia Mahendra and Owen Miles slap that outside wall significantly. And for the race lead, Caleb Rose is going to take it away. Your pick there, Ludovic, to win this race. And Caleb looking very strong as he gets around Henry Brown on lap number 5.
Yeah, it's not really surprising to see Caleb Rose up here, considering how much success he has as a teamer at Appalachia Motorsports. But look behind him, Kyler Sustry. His team in the Truck Series didn't have the best season last year when you were driving for the team, Ludovic. But looking for a bit of redemption here as he's looking at Caleb Rose, and Skep Silver's up here as well, trying to get by Henry Brown.
Good run here for Skep Silver, looking to go back-to-back to open up the West Series season. Blaine Hughes opened up back-to-back in the Pro Series. See if Skep Silver can do that in the 11 machine. Henry Brown getting shuffled on the outside lane. Zayden Davidson now looking to the inside as well. Zayden Davidson going into the Daytona 500 had a very good point standing. He's actually done a good job in the Wawa Cup Series for Team Williams up to this point. And And here he is in the 4th position, and oh boy, I know you don't like to see that, Matthew. Those are both of your cars there. Keegan Thompson and Johnson Jameson getting into each other there. And Keegan Thompson moving his way into the 6th position right there. Actually, I think he's in the 5th position. It's Henry Brown in the outside wall, and he may fall outside the points right here. Not a good run for Henry Brown. That car is just not up to speed as we got more 3 wide. Nicholas Cameron to the inside there, and for the race lead again. There goes Kyler Sustry to the inside of Caleb Rose for the race lead. Rose almost in the outside wall. And I think he did tap that outside wall just a little bit. And what a race we've got going on here. 12 laps into Kern County.
Yeah, it's only a fifth of the way, and yet so much has happened at the moment. There's already starting to seem like there's a bit of separation. It was between the top 2, but now it's well, before it was between 2nd and 3rd, and now it's between 1st and 2nd, where you see a bit of a separation that will definitely help Sustry in trying to win this race, because it seems like when you go side by side around here, it doesn't seem like it is you're safe. You can definitely hit that outside wall, and when you do so, you just fall back tremendously to the field. But in general, they're single file out. It seems like it's hard to get side by side, but once you get side by side, it's easy to finish the overtake. So it'll be interesting to see maybe some cars, if they have a lot of pace, as there we see the 81, who has made up a few positions since hitting that outside wall on lap 1 or 2 and to the final positions on the racetrack.
Yeah, they did not have a good run right there at the start of the race, getting into that outside wall. You see the damage on that 81 machine, but they are there as we got more movement. That is Zayden Davidson on Skep Silver. That's for 3rd. Zayden Davidson there, the other Grattan car, looking quite strong here, at least in comparison to the 22 machine. Henry Brown barely hanging on to the points in 9th right now. They're starting on the pole, leading the first few laps of the race. Lost the lead to Caleb Rose, and then Caleb lost it to Kyler Sustry. Sustry is going for his first career win as a driver here tonight. We saw that last time out when Skep Silver won at the LA Coliseum. Keegan Thompson, I know you like to see this, Matthew, looking there for the 4th position on Skep Silver. Skep Silver falling back in the 11 machine. And here comes Johnson Jameson as well, who started at the back of the field for this race. He's now going to move up to the 5th position to the inside of Skep Silver.
As a matter of fact, both of them were in the bottom 2 rows, and now with 4th and 5th, that's kind of what I expected going into the season. But then again, we have a lot of strong teams here, and it's now up to the drivers to see who's the strongest there. Sustry has kept steady with a 3/10 second lead over Caleb Rose. Let's see if it's improving. He's gaining slightly over. So, man, Caleb Rose, it's really 8/10 there.
Yeah, he is falling off. He got that 9/10 of a second now, and that 72 just went right by the 24 and has pulled away. And this is the largest lead we have seen out of anyone all night long. Keegan Thompson, though, looks really quick. He may have the fastest car out here on the racetrack right now. To the back bumper of Zayden Davidson. He's going to have a shot at taking 3rd away from the 51 right here. He doesn't quite have the advantage at this point, but Keegan's had an excellent run here tonight trying to get some points. He got 2 points at the LA Coliseum, looking to get a lot more here. Of course, Skep Silver trying to hang on to the points lead, which he is in decent position to do so. No one ahead of him right now is really that close to him in the point standings. There's the change for 3rd. You got Keegan Thompson to the inside of Zayden Davidson for that position. Will that open the door for Johnson Jameson in the 17? Skep Silver trying to rebound as well. You got Ryan Durrani, Nicholas Cameron, Henry Brown, and Rashia Mahendra. Mahendra looking for 9th now to the inside of Henry Brown, and Mauricio Vebelis looking to take that last point. There's only the top 10 finishers in each of these light races receive championship points, and right there's the transition. Henry Brown's now out of the points after starting on the pole here tonight for this Bakersfield 200.
Man, tough day for Brown, but it seems like there's 2 types of cars around here today. There's the cars that are sliding around and the cars that are well set up and are not sliding around. And those cars are not sliding around. They don't seem to be able, except for the 25 of Thompson, it doesn't seem like anyone's able to gain on the car in front of them. It's very much a game of pace, and everyone just has kept the same pace since the start of the race. We're coming into the second part of the race now, so this might change as the tires wear off, but for the moment, there's not really anyone gaining a lot of time on the leader except for the 25 of Thompson, so maybe watch out. Even if 2 seconds, that's a lot to take in in 20 laps now.
Skip Silver keeps dropping back in the 11. It's up to third at one point. Got Ryan Durrani, Nicholas Cameron both getting to the inside of Skip Silver, and Skip's going to fall back to the 7th position, with that move. No, he is in 8th. Ticker didn't update in time right there. You got Mauricio Vebelis and now Henry Brown back to the inside for that last point. Funny thing there for Kyler Sustry, who is leading this race by a second now. Did not receive any championship points last time out at the LA Coliseum, looking for his first points of the season. Same goes for Caleb Rose in the 24. Neither driver pointed. This early on in the season, we're going to see a lot of these guys. Zane Davis is another one who didn't point last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. Both Thompson and Jamison pointed, but they were a little bit further back in the top 10. Ryan Durrani is another driver. He's got 5 points. So Durrani's got some points. Nicholas Cameron's got some points, but they're roughly in the same positions they were in at the Coliseum. I don't really know who the point leader is going to be after all this, but it's going to be looking pretty equal when we go into COTA next week. These guys join the E-Series drivers for the Austin Grand Prix, the first of 4 races in the BodyArmor LYTE Showdown. Of course, these guys will receive championship points for each of their respective series, but there will also be a championship amongst all 32 drivers. And we'll talk about that once we get to COTA next Thursday, but very excited to see all 32 of these guys on the racetrack at the same time. Should be a lot of fun there around that 3.427 mile road course in Austin, Texas. Kyler Sustry still leading this field. He's got 1.4 seconds now, and at this point it might take a caution for him to lose this race lead. Whereas these guys are relatively spread out, and even though we got a lot of guys in the back of the field, Max Davis, who is Sustry's teammate, Marcus Glitch is off the pace in the 10, all the way at the back of the field, nearly 10 seconds off the race lead. Owen Miles with damage, J.R. Ribbleton with damage. Of course, we saw Mahendra get damage as well. Henry Brown, a lot of guys have hit that outside wall throughout the night. We've got a pass right here. We've got Johnson Jameson looking on Zayden Davidson. That would be for the 4th position.
The only thing I wish is that he doesn't try to take out Zane Davidson like he almost did to Keegan Thompson a few laps ago. It's gonna be close, but it's still the same. Anyways, Kyler Sustry has a 1.5 second gap to Caleb Rose. It's almost like Rogel Dorn's driving this thing.
Rogel Dorn is a really good driver, especially on the speedways, and that's kind of his strong suit. Kyler Sustry, though, has found some strength here in this try-in machine, and this is a bit of a dark horse pick. Not any of us really had Sustry on our minds when this race started. Even though he did start on an inside lane, he actually went up there past Caleb Rose all by himself, and he continues to pull away. That 72 is really quick. Of course, we know that Travis would love to get a win here in his home state, Southern California, as an owner. And he's got a very good chance of doing so with 10 laps to go here in the Bakersfield 200 for Kyler Sustry. Caleb Rose still looking to get a good run in this race. Zay Davidson still holding off Johnson Jameson. However, Jameson might get a run right here. Of course, even though we got it set to 1X, the tire wear is still going to come into effect a little bit here. And it's going to be a little bit harder to make these passes as the race goes along. Great run for Nicholas Cameron here tonight in 6th. Ryan Durrani, Skip Silver, Mauricio Vebelis. And then you got Rashia Mahendra trying to hold off Trey Wright for that last point. Trey Wright did not get any points last time, and neither did Mahendra. Both of these drivers trying to get their first points of the season. They're right now battling for that 10th position here as we have 8 laps to go here at the Kern County Raceway Park.
And what I'll say is, last time it was the LA Coliseum, and it's a fun track, but it's a bit of a goof track. This is a normal short track, a normal LYTE West Series track. So I think the pace that we're seeing for the drivers today might be way more representative as to what they will actually do this season, opposed to last time where, again, was just a little bit of a goofy racetrack. But 2 seconds now is the gap for the lead. And we're approaching the point of no return in about 1 lap here. So at this point, I'm confident that I can say there's nothing that will stop Carlos Sastrai. However, look at that.
Oh, that might stop him. Zane Davidson in the inside
God.
wall. And Matthew, your worst fear came true right there. That is such a heartbreaker for Zane Davidson, who had such a good run. He's going to have some choice words there with the driver of the number 17 of Johnson Jameson.
Might have jinxed that. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
And Carlos Sastrai's 2-second gap just evaporated with 3 laps to go.
And with that being said, I don't think we're going to get back to racing. It's 3 to go across the line right here. Tough break there for the number 51 of Zayden Davidson, who's going to fall outside of the points because of that. And we're going to go ahead and possibly give these guys an opportunity to restart because everyone is in line. So we're going to go ahead and give them a 1 to go here next time around. So let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution. And we're going to go ahead and let these guys race it to a green flag finish here in the Bakersfield 200. Well, took us 46 laps. Johnson Jameson just taking out Zayden Davidson off the exit of the corner. That is such a tough one for Zayden Davidson. That is a hard hit to the inside wall as well. And everyone behind that is going to get an extra point because Zayden Davidson is going to finish last. He is out of the race, and I will say at this point we will not be able to restart, so we will end up finishing under caution with Kyler Sustry winning here tonight. But Zayden Davidson is not going to get any points once again. That's 2 races in a row for Davidson to open up the season in the Grattan car, and I know that is not what he wanted.
Well, this was bound to happen at this point, and Johnson Jameson got 4th, but at what cost? Took out an aligned teammate there, and once again, tough break for Zayden Davidson. Not the way he wanted to start the season.
Not at all. And he had, similar issues at the Coliseum. Didn't get any points there, and once again, no points here tonight. And like I mentioned, we will not get back to racing. Kyler Sustry is going to be taking the white flag here in just a moment, so let's get to that. Tough break for Zayden Davidson, but like I said, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and it really crumbled hard for him there down the backstretch. But Kyler Sustry looking to win this race here in the Bakersfield 200. Let's get back to it here at Kern County Raceway Park. Well, unfortunately, we will not have enough time to get a restart underway here. So we're going to take the white flag under the caution flag. And, Kyler earned this win regardless. So congratulations to him. Of course, he does have to get back around, so no mechanical failures, no tire issues. But very unique race here at the Kern County Raceway Park. And this race was a lot better than I expected it being. This was better than what I had in any of the test races. A great show these guys put on here tonight. And hope you folks enjoy the LYTE Series as the season rolls along here on these weekday nights. Going to be a lot of fun. But Kyler Sustry is going to have a lot of fun. He's your race winner here in the Bakersfield 200. Got Caleb Rose, Keegan Thompson, Johnson Jameson's going to get 4th in a controversial way. Nicholas Cameron, Ryan Durrani, Mauricia Vebalist, Skep Silver, Rashia Mahendra, and Trey Wright gets the last point here at Kern County.
Well, it was a good race. Sustry deserved that win. I mean, everyone that got points here really deserved it. It was a short one, but it was very tough on the drivers, I imagine. Because it looked like the single mistake, and you would end up slugging into that outside wall and just bin it. Hey. 5 drivers didn't finish on the lead lap. That kind of surprises me.
I think that may have had to do with us trying to get the pace car to come down. It did not affect the running order, and they were all outside the top 10 anyway, unfortunately. Tough break for Henry Brown, who started on the pole for this race, and I really thought that he would have a good opportunity at winning because he started on the pole, and that clearly was not the case. Sustry and Rose had much faster race cars there. J.R. Ribbleton, no points for Ribbleton again. Max Davis did get some points last week, but he's not going to get them this week. Owen Miles with no points and Marcus Glitch with no points. That's second and third in points at that point. And then the big one, Zayden Davidson, who had a good run going and just got wiped out by Johnson Jameson. Matthew, I'm sure you're going to have a nice chat with Johnson after that one. Your driver taking out a fellow Alliance driver there at the Grattan Racing Technologies Alliance.
Yeah, that's a yikes there. But on the flip side, hey, at least Matt Black's team got a point. Mm-hmm. That's more than what he could say last week.
One more.
On the flip side, Carlos Sustrai, great run here. His first win as a driver, and not his first win overall. He has 2 wins as a team owner, one of which came with Ladovic, and the other from Duncan Ward at Talladega.
Sustrai's been around a couple of years. Great to have him around here as a driver, and he earned that win. No doubt about it. And keep in mind, this is a driver ratings only series, and we are still very early on in the season, of course, but like Ladovic said, I think this is a lot what we're going to see throughout the rest of the season in terms of who's strong and who's not. Look at Keegan Thompson and Caleb Rose and what they did in this race, Kyler Sustrai as well. They may be strong drivers as the season goes along. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do next week at Circuit of the Americas for the first LYTE Showdown event. That's going to be a very interesting one. Now, top 10 in the class, top 10 in the West Series get points regardless, same with the East Series, but the 12 points in the respective series only goes to the driver who wins the race overall. So if the West Series driver does not win, the highest West Series driver that finishes in next week's race at COTA gets 10 points towards the West Series championship. But then there's an overall championship with the Showdown, which will award points to all 32 drivers in each of the 4 races. But we'll explain more of that once we get to it next week at Circuit of the Americas. Ladovic, final thoughts on this one here from Kern County Raceway Park.
Well, that was fun. I hope we see that racetrack again, because that was a very fun race. Man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we got that finish under yellow. We weren't able to get it back going in time. But hey, very fun. I'm sort of disappointed a little bit about the Alliance not being in the top 2, but hey, that happens. So, yeah, this was a very fun race. It's what I expect to see more than what we saw at the Coliseum, and yeah, so basically just... I hope you put that on next year's schedule, AJ. It was very fun.
I think I will. This surprised me, guys. This was definitely a lot better. And hey, I know Nathan's going to be like, hey, give me your INI, because he's been trying to get the INI on this track to work in his favor for years. Great to have a fun race here tonight. And unfortunate ending under caution right there, especially for Zayden Davidson. But it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here in NR. And, oh boy, that's going to be an interesting one going forward. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching. We got Atlanta this week, and we also got IndyCar at Riverside on Friday. We got qualifying for the Cup race on Thursday, IndyCar at Riverside on Friday. And keep in mind, Riverside's one of the best road courses in the Haas IndyCar Series. We had the closest finish on a road course there last year. I called that race with Caleb, so definitely tune into that. And of course, Saturday noon Eastern Time, it's the truest 400 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think you got a good shot. Both of you guys have a good shot at winning that race. Who am I kidding? Definitely tune in for that one, noon Eastern Time, this Saturday, right here on AG the channel. Congratulations to Kyler Sustrai on his first career win as a driver on the channel. And here are the point standings for the BodyArmor LYTE Series West after 2 races. Have a great night. On behalf of Ladovic Shred and Matthew Hubert, I will see you guys later.